Well, hello everybody and welcome to a special week here on The One Show with Alex Jones.
And Matt Baker. Now, there's so much to celebrate tonight. Matt is back at long last. Welcome.
Yes, had a
it's lovely
summer.
to see you.
Thank you very much. Apparently there's a One Show baby on the way.
This is wonderful.
Absolutely fantastic. Of course, lots of love for
Thank
you and
you.
Charlie.
Thank
and
you.
we are choosing this week, aren't we, Al, to celebrate the programme's 10th birthday. Everybody.
It is. Got balloons and everything. And so the family are going to be dropping in across the week. We've got Uncle John, we've got Sister Angelica, Sensible Sarah. They're all with us tonight.
Yes, and our guest, well, we go way back with him as well.
We do.
He's 100% pure rock and roll.
Very good.
Meatloaf.
It's Meatloaf.
Meatloaf.
Please welcome Meatloaf.
Dude! I thought we were gonna jam, dude! You took the words right out of it.
Hey!
You do say you're a fan of religion. How does that work?
Huh?
Well,
That was the strangest question ever.
He didn't win because he didn't collect all his fruit.
I have absolutely no idea why they think I'm a clown.
It's Meatloaf.
Mate, you've been on The One Show more times than we have. Goodness me. What has been
I've
your
been on
favourite
here
moment?
before.
I was going to ask you for a bit
I
of
just
favourite
thought it was the first time.
Well, listen, welcome.
I mean, what I just saw was like, that guy's crazy.
Well, hopefully this will be the most memorable time yet.
What?
It's going to be a great night.
The night is young.
It is. Now, 10 years ago tonight, The One Show was live from a studio in Birmingham, and Adrian Charles will sit in there.
Yes, and Nadia Sawala was sitting where you are. That would look before the days of the lime green sofa, would you believe? Now then, they were just 3 weeks into their pilot run, and as John and Angelica have been finding out, that's not all that's changed in Britain in the last decade.
10 years ago, nobody would have known what a selfie was. John, you ready? Smile. Or words like
Brexit,
Facebook. Skyping.
totes,
Netflix, Beliebers,
Bake Off,
Instagram.
glamping.
Troll.
People didn't start a sentence with so.
So, like, our language has evolved like never before.
So much has changed. The way we shop,
The way we date.
and even play. We used to look up to the heavens for inspiration.
Now it's a place where we store our messages, selfies, and celebrity pics.
In 2007, we started getting rid of books. Now you can load them onto this. Although there's some evidence books are making a comeback, and vinyl too.
And attitudes have changed too. Same-sex relationships were becoming mainstream. Now we're getting used to transgender.
10 years ago, all our national leaders were men.
Now we have a woman Prime Minister and women leading the governments in Northern Ireland and Scotland. And after America's first black president, will a woman be next? 9 years ago, smoking was banned in pubs, and no one had heard of e-cigarettes. Or
Hashtag
Twerking.
epic fail.
FaceTime.
bucket list. 10 years ago, we were still searching for a male Wimbledon champion.
And the stars from the London Olympics were yet to shine.
Here he comes, Wiggins! Farah! For Great Britain! It's gold!
And you know what? Some things haven't changed. A decade ago, we appointed a new England football manager, and we were waiting for a brand new James Bond.
And The One Show is still on BBC One. Come on, we've got to go.
I hope you haven't tempted fate there. Still on so far.
You wouldn't believe it, would you? You wouldn't think
I
that
know.
much could have changed.
Yeah,
or
lots of
developed
great
or moved on.
moments there.
Mate, what do you think has been the best improvement since
Well,
2006?
the fact that I didn't have to drive to Birmingham to do the show.
Good. All right,
Fair
Sarah.
enough.
Online banking, you can find out how overdrawn you are anytime, day or night.
Yeah,
Which is a joy. Angelica?
The fact that you can have a phone and capture moments immediately or make little videos. You know,
Yeah,
it's
that's
really
nice,
cute.
isn't it? Yeah. And John?
Well, I try to read French every now and then and to be able to press the machine and up it comes in English.
Yeah.
Now that's magic.
It's like Tomorrow's World. It's like watching Tomorrow's World, this, isn't it, in reverse? But anyway, what about you at home? Well, over the years, we have loved it when you've got yourselves involved. Every time we ask for something, you are just brilliant at getting back to us. Everything from where you store your plastic bags. Look, this was Alice Lockwood's idea, to how you like to spend your retirement. Here's 70-year-old Malcolm waving to us from 12,000 feet.
So tell us how things have changed for you and your family since 2006. Send us a picture and we'll have a look at them between now and Friday.
I think that probably all the pictures you're going to get, you'll see people all gain weight.
Gain weight? Do you think?
Yeah.
Well, I'd be quite interested to compare
Now, see, I'm different.
You've gone the other way.
I've gone the other way.
Well, I was about to say how slim you were looking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now,
I'm almost thin.
Now, this is your fourth album that we're about to talk to you about since 2006. So let's have a listen then to your new stuff.
Really, the fourth one?
Yeah.
Wow.
Say a prayer to all the gods, some are near and some are far. Say a prayer to all the gods to make us braver than we
Now, I don't know where to start. That song is called Going All the Way Is Not, what's it called? Going All the Way Is Never Enough. Mm-hmm. And I sing that part of the song with Ellen Foley, who I sing Paradise by the Dashboard Light with.
Right.
On Bat Out of Hell. And she was also my girlfriend.
Was she?
So going all the way is never enough. And so that was kind of my inside joke. So Carla DeVito, who was on tour with us, is also on this record. Mm-hmm. So it's me with Ellen and Carla. And of course, it's not short. It's almost 12 minutes long.
Yeah, it is. We noticed that, didn't we?
Yeah,
it's an epic song, isn't it?
And we have an edit for the radio. We lie about the time. We say it's 4:40, but it's not.
No, it's definitely not. It's quite long.
Well, you've now collaborated with Jim Steinman, who you've done a lot of those wonderful, wonderful songs with.
Yeah, you know what's funny that I was doing an interview right before I came on here.
Yeah.
And I discovered something. I discovered that those songs become me. Mm-hmm. I don't feel the songs. I am the song. Mm-hmm. I become that song. And all of this album is sung in character as a 19-year-old.
Okay.
Oh, right.
Really difficult at times. And I was talking to the reporter, and I said, so all the songs I've written, and I realized, wait a second, I didn't write the songs Jim did, but because there's so much a part of me that I've written them, even though he has. I don't know if that makes sense or not. Mm-hmm. I'm a little tired and crazy. So anyway, Jim thinks this record is better than Bat Out of Hell.
Mm.
Really?
And really? I have to agree with him. I didn't want to make this record into tracks. I wanted it to be a symphony, like you put on Mozart. Mm-hmm. And I had a meeting with the head of iTunes, who I've been to before, and it's like going there. It's like going to hippie land, and he said to me, "Well, if we're going to put it on iTunes, you got to make tracks." So I did a little trick with all the songs, because if you're an actor, you know that to finalize a scene, you bring it down. So on every song, I went up to carry into the next song, so I never finalized the song.
Well, that's lovely to know if people are going to listen to it, that you listen to it in its entirety.
And the last song is, people will think it's about a guy trying to find a girl, but it's not. It's about a 19-year-old trying to find himself, trying to find out who he is. Mm-hmm. And I added 3 lines to the end of it. I don't know who I am. I don't know who I am. I don't know who I am. And the cover, I'm going to go real quick. The cover was inspired by North by Northwest by Hitchcock.
Right.
Now, I know you look at it and you go, how do you get the Hitchcock out of that? Well, just put me, that's Jim Steinman from 1976.
Yeah,
That's
the
me
long
from
hair.
now,
Yeah, you
only
can see it
30
now.
pounds lighter. And the Four Horsemen are the crop duster that's after Cary Grant.
Right.
And so that's inspired. But actually, the Four Horsemen represent the music industry.
Yeah.
The first guy is the head of the all the companies. The guy with the scales is the guy who pays you. And if you notice, there's nothing in the scales.
Right. Okay, there you
Well,
go.
it's good to have that insight, Meatloaf.
It's
very
wonderful.
good.
It's so obvious why you are still going, because you are so passionate about what you're talking about here. And
Oh, I can't. The object of life in general is to learn.
yeah.
And I continue to study constantly. When I was doing my last tour in Australia, on every day off, I'd done 2 Shakespeare plays and only read one other one. I decided that I would read all of Shakespeare. So I got through all of Shakespeare except for his sonnets. It was very interesting. 2 Gentlemen Verona actually made me laugh. I actually understood it, which I was shocked.
Well, hopefully, Meaty, you feel that Matt and I have been courteous towards you tonight. But John, on the end there, well, his interviewing technique can be a little bit different. We are talking about when Ricky Gervais was on the sofa and you were sitting here.
I had to be.
Let's just remind ourselves of what happened back in 2009. Here you are.
Well, now, look, Sunday, BBC Two, you've got this enormous retrospective of all the first series of The Office.
That's right, yeah.
And comments from you, lots of other people. Is it going to be a treat or is it going to be pretty awful?
You've got fired from one show. What? Don't do it again, because we've got a vote going.
Don't worry, mate. We haven't got time for a question from John.
He had his hands full with Ricky. Let me
Oh,
tell
yeah,
you.
definitely.
Yeah.
Well, just a quick word on the album. Meatloaf's new album, new record, Braver Than We Are, is released on Friday. So listen to it all in one go.
Yeah, please go buy it. Please. You're going to really like it. I promise I'll come to your house.
Thank you, Meaty.
You're on the one show, mate. They'll hold you
If
to
you buy
that.
it,
Well,
leave your
definitely.
address, I'll come there.
Now, each night this week, we'll be updating a story that made a big impression on us at the time. So, Sarah, what have you got for us first, then?
Well, 5 years ago, my colleague, Dr. Mark Porter, introduced us to a boy who was born with a syndrome that meant he needed to undergo pioneering plastic surgery. Ethan and his family really touched our hearts, so we thought we'd pay them another visit.
We were quite excited about Ethan and this pregnancy, and when Ethan was born, that's when we realised that there was a problem. He'd got all his fingers, he'd got all his toes, and we noticed instantly he hadn't got an ear.
9-year-old Ethan was born with Goldenhar syndrome, which is a variant of hemifacial microsomia. It affects 1 in 3,500 babies.
He's got, just turn your head back, the hairline where an ear should be.
Although Ethan can hear with his good ear, he still finds it hard to fit in.
He does find it difficult sometimes, especially when he's at school. And I don't know if that's just his own personality or he's because he feels aggrieved from what's happened to him.
Can you remember why you want a new ear?
No. No, I like you.
You want to be like me?
With the ears.
With ears.
In 2 weeks' time, he's having pioneering plastic surgery to build a new ear using cartilage taken from his ribs.
Hopefully it'll improve his confidence and things like that, if he'll feel like he fits in a bit more.
It's the day of the operation, and it's an anxious wait for the family.
Okay, Cherub?
Scared and nervous.
I'm frightened for him because he's just a little boy at the end of the day.
Just seeing your child have an operation is not going to be very nice at all. I can't wait until it's done. But I'm not looking forward to it.
Ethan will be in the hands of plastic surgeons, Mr. Walid Sabah and Mr. Greg O'Toole. To make a new ear for Ethan, Mr. Sabah first has to raise the skin to create an ear pocket. It's a delicate procedure. Meanwhile, Mr. O'Toole makes the first incision to take out Ethan's rib. It will be used to make the new ear. He's operating within millimetres of Ethan's lung.
And see the muscle, get underneath the muscle before I cut it.
It's now time for the surgeons to carve the rib cartilage into the shape of an ear. With no spare cartilage, Mr. Sabah and Mr. O'Toole only have one chance to get it right. It's 5 hours in, and Ethan's new ear is almost finished. But the thin layer of skin may not survive being stretched over the framework.
The cartilage ear has been inserted, everything has been stitched in, and now we're just going to put the suction on. So can you release the suction round, please, gently? And you can see. Good.
It's 6 years later, and we're catching up with 14-year-old Ethan and his family to see how life has changed.
I was amazed by people didn't stare, point, and ask me silly questions. I was astonished at what it looked like.
Ethan's older brother Lee and his sister Harley have seen him blossom.
As soon as he had his operation, everything changed. He become this great big outgoing kid. He's like a new little star now.
I love my brother very much, and I'm very proud of him.
Since having his plastic surgery, Ethan has also had a hearing aid fitted.
I've been trying things that I wasn't able to do before, like playing guitar with my guitar teacher.
After what Ethan's been through, he's now helping other children that's got golden hair.
They look up to me as a role model, because I can tell them what it's going to be like and know that I've been through it, that they can go through it as well. It helps them a lot.
He's one of the bravest kids I know. What he's had to go through and what he's going to have to go through later on in life. I'm really, really proud of my son.
Well, it's nice to catch up with the family, isn't it?
Super family, super family. And Sarah, of course, that is just one of the many examples of One Show viewers that have become patients that we followed.
Oh, absolutely. Well, one of my favourite ones was back in 2012. We had a lady called Sue Buckle, and she had what at the time was thought to be the most technically difficult heart and lung operation in the world. She was as close to dead as you can be. So they took her off heart-lung bypass. She had no signs of life while they operated on her and then put it back on again.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? We've seen some pioneering stuff, haven't we? But you've been on the show since 2007. I have. Really hard, but can you pick three sort of top things in the last 10 years that have inspired you as a GP?
Yeah, well, I can't believe it's 10 years since we had HPV vaccine, which is now protecting young people against getting cervical cancer. Then just last year we had a new IVF test, which can almost double, in some cases, the likelihood of it being successful. And then my favourite one, we've done so many amazing things on the One Show on organ donation. And December last year, you should be very proud, Alex, Wales introduced an opt-out system for organ donation. And do you know what? The number of lives that have been saved has increased by 24% in the last year.
24%?
Yep.
Goodness me.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Go on.
Okay, since you've done all these incredible things, how do I get rid of a pinched nerve in my back I've had for 9 months?
See me later.
Okay.
Actually, Sarah, just before you go, very quickly looking forward, what will we be talking about on the 20th anniversary?
I think two really exciting new advances. One, Alzheimer's. We've got a new drug which might even reverse Alzheimer's, and a blood test which can pick it up before you even get the symptoms. And then a universal cancer vaccine may be the next big thing.
Oh, we all need her card.
We do. Sarah is
She's
wonderful.
pretty amazing.
She's always here. Oh, yes, and it's a good one, this. Here's David Olusoga with the story. In fact, here's David Olusoga with half a story.
This is the story of a secret code to unlock a hidden fortune and a 30-year mission to find a lost inheritance. The missing millions belonged to one of the 20th century's most glamorous actresses. Diana Dawes, Britain's blonde bombshell of the 1950s. Beneath the shiny, playful surface lay a fractured private life. Diana Dawes was married 3 times. On the 4th of May 1984, she died at the age of just 52.
According to her will, her legacy was worth about £250,000. Now, that's about £1 million in today's money, but hardly a fortune for a movie star.
Thanks for the present of the silver blue mink. Thanks for the plane and the ice skating rink.
After she died, the rumour spread that Diana Dawes had hidden away her real fortune. Problem was, nobody knew where. In her will, she provided for her 3rd husband, Alan Lake, and shared the rest of her wealth between 2 of her 3 sons, Jason and Gary. But there was a mystery to the will. Her eldest son, Mark Dawson, was missing. Why had Diana left out her firstborn child? Mark and Diana weren't close,
And your eldest son, and we haven't seen since you were in California 4 years ago.
but they were reunited on the biographical TV show This Is Your Life. That night, 2 years before her death, she gave Mark a large brown envelope. Hello, Mark.
How are you, sir?
Mark now lives in Los Angeles.
She said, don't open it till I'm gone, but it's a code to where all of the money is. And these were exact words, somewhere in the neighborhood of £2 million. If I may show you, I have it actually right here.
This is the letter from your mother.
Yeah, this was the actual envelope that it was in, and then in it was this. It's kind of gotten a little old, and I don't know if you can see all the writing. I'm going to hold it up here to you. Written on like a piece of, it looks like graph paper and in pencil.
So what did you think when you opened the envelope and it's this?
I was like, this is all Greek to me. I mean, it like, you know, I wouldn't even know where to begin.
For years, Mark struggled with the code in secret, afraid to ask for help in case someone found and stole the money. Finally, after 2 decades, he called in a professional.
The first thing that struck me was the body of it, the main bulk of it, is just letters.
Vince Gallo is a demon code cracker.
I knew that narrowed down the range of ciphers that it might have been.
Diana's code seemed a tough challenge.
What you do is you try one, it doesn't work, you discard it, and try another, and try another.
So it's trial and error. To breaking the code.
There is indeed.
After 3 days, Vince nailed it. The key word was a shortening of Diana's real name, Diana Mary Fluck. This was the key to unlock the code.
We can see Bowen, Stoke-on-Trent, Richards, Leeds, so places, and the other words seem to be people's names.
The places and names Vince had unlocked probably indicate bank account information. But there was another level to Diana's game. She had told Mark that his letter was only half the code, and she'd given the other half to her husband, Alan Lake. Alan died just 5 months after Diana. His side of the puzzle was never found. But Mark is still determined to find his mother's fortune.
I mean, I get calls all the time, emails from people. I got an idea, try this, try that, you know, and to some of them that are absurd. One of them was, meet me by your mother's headstone at midnight on this date, and I can tell you exactly where everything is. I didn't go, needless to say.
Diana's millions are still missing. Her elaborate game of hide-and-seek may mean that Mark will never find them. Now, this can't have been what she had in mind, and it seems that this last mischievous act is the last tragedy in the life of Diana Dawes.
And if you would like to see the original code before and after it was solved, you can head to our website, where you can also find more information on wills as well.
We'll move on to Angelica's now, as opposed to Will's. So, Angelica, special moments for you, of course. I mean, you've been on The One Show, haven't you, since 2006?
Since 2006. I've been on it for 10 years, so it does feel like a real...
How hard is it to choose a favourite moment?
So hard, because I've made so many different sorts of films, so many strange things, and met some amazing people. I just love working on this show for the variety as well. But one story that does stand out is a film I made this year, which was really emotional. It was a goosebump moment for me. I went to County Down, and I met a lovely man called Roy Moorhead, who, as a young boy, he nearly drowned. He went on holiday with his brothers, and an amazing woman saved her. And you can see there, look, we managed to find this woman with research. Her name was Olive, and we reunited them. He had this urge that he wanted to meet this woman and say thank you, something that he'd wanted to do for all his life.
Oh, that was a lovely film. We remember that well. And I liked also when you gate crashed a wedding. We had Idris Elba here. It was funny.
Oh, my goodness. Strange things. I was in a live OB in Adlington. Idris Elba was in the studio in London, and he's a bit of a DJ. We know he loves his music, and the bride and groom love him. So I walk in and say, hi, everybody, I'm here. I was heavily pregnant. I thought I was going to give birth there as well. Walk in, and then Idris plays their first song. It was amazing. I think we've got a bit of a clip of it there.
Melody, you look absolutely gorgeous.
First tune ever for Ben and Melody as a married couple. What have you got, my friend?
Ben and Melody, I got a big tune to help you in the bedroom. Good luck.
There you go.
That was good, wasn't it? They were so shocked.
Brilliant.
So shocked. I had a good time that night.
Fab.
Yeah.
And John, the last time we saw you was in Webley. We were doing bedstead racing.
Yeah, we were.
With you strapped to the bed.
And it was tough on me. You enjoyed it.
In the bed.
This is intrepid.
This is a man, ladies and gentlemen, who this month is having 50 years in broadcasting, and this is it. So, of that 50 years, John, how does your work on The One Show compare?
No, it's been terrific fun, particularly the funny bits, because I spent most of my time being serious.
Yes.
Westminster and all the rest of it.
Yes.
But to be able to have this last bit of my career with a lot of fooling about has been absolutely wonderful.
And he likes to fool about.
I really
we know.
enjoyed it.
John likes to fool about.
I really enjoyed that because it's you're stuck. You can't if you're in a political story. You can't just start. You can't say silly things.
Well, you could try.
I got news for you.
No, because,
You can't.
because all the politicians are saying the silly things.
Yeah.
So you can't.
We're just going to show you a quick shot of you in some red arrows.
Oh, yeah.
With the red arrows there, which was a lovely moment.
This is me. This is Squadron Leader Sergeant.
There you go.
Yeah, that was brilliant. But you know what? It's been lovely to have the three of you join us to reminisce this evening. Brilliant. More of our favourite moments coming up in a moment. But first, of course, thanks to Meatloaf as well. His new album.
Now, tomorrow we are going to be here with pub landlord Al Murray. We shall see you later. Good night.
Bye.
Enjoy this. Enjoy this moment.
Coming up next, Inside